the recording on? Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to...
Hola a todos.
I'm sorry. Welcome to District 28, 2024 High School Admission Fair. We do this every year, so we give the community a chance to look at the schools in mostly South Queens area, those popular schools for the District 28 families. And we know that high school admission is a very complicated process, so we want to give family more chance to look into each school, to understand those schools. So without further ado, we want to start out and with our president, Vijay Regenton, and he'll give a quick speech and welcome everybody. It's yours, Vijay.
Thank you, Lou. So before we do that, let's just ask our interpreters to make announcements so that way they can translate everything. So can we ask our Mandarin translators to please make announcements in Mandarin?
各位大家好，如果需要中文翻译的家长，请你们打347-966-4114，然后按下这个会议的密码是397-078-861井号。再一次，电话号码是347-966-4114，然后按下会议的密码是397-078-861井字号。谢谢 ，Thank you。
Thank you so much. Can we please have interpretation in Spanish? Make an announcement, please.
Bienvenidos y buenas noches a todos. Si desean escuchar la reunión esta noche en español, por favor marcar el número telefónico 347-966-4114, seguido del código 1-44501-381. Les solicitamos mantener sus micrófonos silenciados en Zoom y en el teléfono para evitar interrupciones durante la reunión. Gracias. Thank you.
I forgot one thing. Simone, could you announce our chat room feature and discipline? Thank you. Policy.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Buenas noches a todos. Gracias. El chat está abierto.
The chat is now open. Please remain kind and respectful. You can ask questions, but yeah, please remain kind and respectful to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, now it's Vijay's turn.
Thank you so much, Lou. So good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the amazing, the great CEC 28, who does everything great, right? And by evidence, we have a lot of great people, wonderful people here tonight with us across the District of Queens, North and South, and across the city as well, too. My name is Vijay Regenton, as I mentioned. I'm the president of CEC 28. And for the past couple of years, we have been doing this amazing service to our community where we organize middle school town halls and high school town halls to really bring the schools to you. So one good thing from the pandemic that happened is that we were able to join on this platform. We to meet families as they're traveling home on the bus, as they're making dinner, as they're doing homework with the children. And also, too, we are able to connect with so many of you in one place at the convenience of your home. And we are so grateful tonight to have so many of our wonderful high schools represented tonight to talk about their schools as you parents and guardians and everyone else make these important decisions about the children's future. I want to first thank our amazing council members, Lou Zhao, who was the committee chair, who was planning behind the scenes this town hall this year. He took on the task this year to plan it, and he did an excellent job by evidence of having so many of you wonderful schools. Also to GK Kalyanaram Gurumurti, who is also here with him, a council member, Simone Dornbach, Julie Saw. We have here Pakita Williams. We have Tanya Wen from our council. I'll ask them to really quickly say hi really quickly. I'll start with GK. Can you please say hi really quickly?
Hi, welcome. Good evening. We look forward to this evening's presentation and your presence. Thank you.
Pakita Williams, you want to say hi?
Yes. Good evening. Hello, all. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Tanya Wen.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing well this evening. Thank you all for joining me. Very much appreciated.
Simone Dornbach. He's going to say hi now, right?
Hi, thank you.
Am I missing anybody else? Who's on the council? Our council members? Okay, if anyone I missed anyone, it's okay. And of course, who all the principals have been communicating with is our amazing CEC administrative assistant, Dorinda Seamonger. Can you please say hi, Dorinda?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming.
And there's
Sorry
her face
to
and
be a
voice.
pest for you all.
Yeah, the reason why I always make sure we highlight and we showcase our council members is to see the diversity that we have in our district. So much diversity, and that's one of our strengths, actually. And to all the parents who are here tonight, you will also see the amazing schools that serve this diverse borough of ours here. So once again, congratulations to Lou on a great job, and I'm sure all of you here will get so much information. And these slides will be also posted on our website later on for viewing purposes again. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's start. We want to give all the time to the high schools. And the first high school present will be our new high school in Queens, just recently announced, HBCU Early College Prep. And Dr. Asia Johnson will present this school. And First Hill High School will be next. Please be prepared. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Asia Johnson, and I'm developing a new school in New York City that will bridge the accelerated academics of a rich tradition of HBCU experience. In partnership with Delaware State University, we're offering New York City public school students the opportunity to fast-track their path to college by graduating with not only a high school diploma, but also an associate's degree for free, while forming a lifelong friendship, spending summers on an HBCU campus in the U.S. and also abroad, and building a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood along the way. Students will experience mentorship, support, and a strong community with the values of a historically Black college and university at its centers. This is your moment. This is the chance to get ahead, to be a part of something unprecedented that sets you up for success in college and beyond. You'll be a part of a program that not only prepares you academically, but also empowers you to become a leader, a thinker, and an innovator. I'm Dr. Asia Johnson, and I believe in your genius. I believe that you have the right to a bright start and a bold future.
All right. Hi, everyone. Hopefully let me go to the next slide. I am Dr. Asia Johnson. I am the creator and founding principal of HBCU Early College Prep that will be opening in District 29 next September. A couple of things that's really innovative about our early college high school is that students earn an associate's degree and a high school diploma in 4 years for free from an HBCU, Delaware State University. Students also receive success coaches, which are Delaware State University faculty members who works to ensure that your child is successful from the beginning of their college courses. Sorry, am I going out?
No,
From
we
their
hear you.
college.
We hear you.
Okay, I heard a voice, sorry. From the beginning of their college courses all the way to their college, when they land on a college campus during their junior year. As I mentioned before, they get a free associate's degree from the HBCU Delaware State University and are guaranteed admission to Delaware State University at the conclusion of their senior year. Also, because New York City does not have any HBCUs, any student who want to continue their education and get a bachelor's degree will receive in-state tuition. So they will pay the cost of tuition as if they were a resident of the state of Delaware. They also offer summer camp courses as well. They're called summer ed camps, where students can travel to various HBCUs, not just Delaware State University, but our plan is to visit Virginia State, Howard, Hampton, Morgan State, a lot of the other Southern universities as well, to give students the opportunity to earn college credits during the summer and also spend some summers on the college campus, understanding what that feeling is like. There's also opportunities as well to study abroad. Delaware State does have other colleges internally, internationally, and we would love for students to take advantage of. There's also programs with Black Birthright and ETF tours that we would love to be able to send students on so that they can experience life outside of New York City. There's also this thing called Residency Week. So students, when they take the courses at HBCU Early College Prep, from their 9th grade year up until the first semester of their junior year, students receive their college coursework beginning in 9th grade, and they start receiving their coursework from Delaware State University trained faculty who are actually adjunct professors at from Delaware State University. When they enter into their second semester of their junior year and all of their senior year, students are considered hybrid. So they do not have to come to school on the days that they need to take their college classes, because those courses will be online. They are, however, required to take those courses, their high school courses, in person. But during residency week is when the college professors from Delaware come to New York City and teaches your child in person. What's really innovative about that is to continue the partnership and a sense of camaraderie that we want when students get to the campus into their junior year, as actual full-time college students, to be able to have someone that they've also connected with in addition to their success coaches. There'll also be opportunities for day and overnight tours, not just at Delaware State, but also some of the other HBCUs that I've mentioned as well. Here is more of the information in terms of admissions requirement. If you look to the screen to your right, we are prioritizing 40% of the seats for students who live and go to school in District 27 and 28. So 40 of our seats are specifically for students in 27 and 28. This is a screen school. So what it means is that your child would have to complete 2 short essays. And they would also have to record a video of themselves just talking about who they are and why they want to come to HBCU Early College Prep. We also look at the average of their course grades from 7th grade as well. So no fear if your child didn't do as well in 7th grade, or if they transferred to a school late, we still have the opportunity to get about 70% of those points, since the grades itself only count for 30% of admission. High school deadline is on, it's actually in 23 days. I know it might seem like it's a long time from now, but it's only 23 days from now. So I would highly encourage everyone to please make sure that you apply for this great opportunity. We do not have 10th grade transfers. Therefore, students must start in 8th grade and enroll in 9th grade as well.
You have 45 seconds.
In the chat box, I am adding the slideshow that I just showed you. Feel free to reach out to me in case you have any questions. My email address is there. Thank you all for coming, and have a very great night.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Right on time. Thank you again.
Please let me know when I can begin.
Next, yes, next school will be Forest Hill High School, and Dr. Pandranos will present for Hill. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. I'm Dr. Panindranat. I'm one of the guidance counselors from Forest Hills. I am sorry, I'm going to give you a heads up right now. I'm going to be speaking really fast because we only have 5 minutes and we're a very large high school, so there is a lot to say. So we're Forest Hills High School. We are located in Forest Hills. Some fun facts about us is we have a 93.7% graduation rate. We are a very large high school. We have close to 3,500 students. Being such a large high school, we can offer a lot. So we offer a lot of language classes such as Chinese, French, Hebrew, Spanish, ASL. We also have some partnerships with the CUNY colleges. So we have a lot of College Now classes. but we also have a lot of AP classes, and AP classes start in the 10th grade for our students. As I mentioned earlier, being a large school, we have a lot of programs. We have a Chinese program, a bilingual Spanish program, our most competitive program, which is a Sagan program, the law program, two audition programs. So it's the drama program, the music program. We also have a zoned program, but we also have 3 programs that is internally that students can apply to once they get into Forest Hills High School. So the drama program, as I mentioned earlier, students need to audition. The dates are up on the screen. What you would need to do is, or the student, they would need to prepare a 1 to 2 minute monologue, and they're going to be presenting it to our drama coordinator, who is Miss Morrison. If the student cannot come to the in-person audition, they can also upload this information on My Schools. As you can see here, this is a production that's going to happen by the drama department. So on the top of the screen, that is a bunch of our students who went to local middle school, and they were performing a portion of Chicago, because Chicago is going to be our production for this year. And also on the picture on the bottom is our students went to Broadway to actually see Chicago. So they can get some tips and bits for when they're performing in the spring. Our Music Academy, that is also another audition program. And here is where kids are going to need to practice, hopefully, an excerpt and presenting it to our assistant principal of music. As I shared earlier, the audition dates are up on the screen. And we also have a date if the student cannot make those 2 dates. Our next program is the Academy of Chinese Studies, and this program is heavily focused on the Chinese culture. So students come in the 9th grade and they start taking Chinese language based on their proficiency or their level. They also participate in a Chinese club. They go on field trips, and this academy really promotes the Chinese culture. One of the requirements is the home language being Chinese. And our Spanish dual language program, this is basically our bilingual program where usually the home language is Spanish. One of the difference with this program is when students come in their social studies class, they take 1 week being English and 1 week being Spanish. We also have a law program. Students start taking law classes beginning in their 9th grade. And up on the screen here are some of the activities that they participate in. I know there's a lot of information here and you probably can't read all at once because I'm going to switch the slide, but I will share the slide with everyone here. And our Sagan program, which is the most competitive program. So students come into Forest Hills in the Sagan program, but before they get to the 10th grade, we have different tracks. We have 4 different tracks that they can select which track they want to be in. And the 4 different track is competitive research, there's an engineering track, there is an applied science track, and there's a health profession track. And as I said earlier, we also have internal programs. One of the internal programs we have is a business program. And usually students come in through the zoned program, and when they get in there, we do marketing about the business academy, and if they want to be a part of the business academy, here is basically the outline that they take. So they take career finance, internship, and virtual enterprise. Another program we have that's internal is, we call it APS, which is Academy of Public Service. This academy is heavily focused on community service. It's another program that gets marketed and promoted throughout the building. And it's a program that students usually go into in the 10th grade. And this is also a cohort model. So usually the students that's in there, they follow the students until they graduate high school. And lastly, we have our computer science, which is also an internal program. But this is where all of our gamers go, because the students are learning about programming in Snap and Python. Being a large high school, as I said earlier, we have a lot of clubs. We have over 30 clubs. And one of the things that happens at Forest Hills is if there's a club that you want to be a part of that is not there, we have a system in place set up for us to form that club or help you create that club. Also, being a large high school, we have a lot of sports teams. We have over 20 sports teams. They're all listed here. And one of the things I really want to mention, because we're such a big school, we're a multi-session school. That means a typical 9th grade and 10th grade, they start 4th period, which means that your child is expected to be there at 9:40 and they leave at 4 o'clock. If your child comes in and they stay there when they are in 11th and 12th grade, they are expected to be their first period, which starts at 7:16. This is something that parents really need to know because we get a lot of questions about it when September comes and 9:40 is too late or 7:16 is too early.
You have 40 seconds.
Okay, we have a lot of mental health supports in our building. We have partnerships with Elmhurst Hospital, and we also have internal folks in our building supporting mental health. Important contact information, Mr. Wilbur is our principal. Thank God he's not here because he talks a lot. And Mr. Ebanks is our AP of guidance. His contact information is here also. The last thing I want to mention is some next steps for you guys after this meeting is just follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That's where we share all our updates. Check out our school website. Attend any upcoming events. As I said earlier, we're having Chicago perform in the spring. That's a great event for you guys to attend to see what our students are doing in our school. I'm going to share the link to our course catalog before I leave. It has all of the classes we offer, so take time and take a look at that catalog. And the last thing I want to share is we're having a virtual open house. It's going to be Tuesday, November 19th at 7:30. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, but this is the QR code for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next will be BTech, Business Technology Early College High School, and Mr. Michael Casio will present. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Castle. I am one of the assistant principals here at Business Technology Early College High School. Just a couple of introductory points, which we'll go over the course of the slides. One, BTech is a small school. We have roughly 500, anywhere from 550 to 600 students a year. Your student will be noticed, they'll be seen, and they will be cared for. We have a small environment, and each grade 9 through 12 has their own guidance counselor, and the guidance counselor really gets to know the parents and the students for each of the grades. So keeps all
The screen is
His screen is frozen.
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, did he lose his internet connection? Hello? Should we go to the next person?
Yeah.
Loser?
Wait a few minutes.
So Lou, at this point in time, I'll ask you to move to the next person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Back in,
Let's
yeah.
go to York Early College Academy and the Sophia Avripiatis will present. Thank you. It's yours.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. So my name is Sophia Evripiotis. Everyone calls me Miss E. I am the high school counselor here at York Early College Academy. So we'll get right into it. So some data that we like to highlight. We are an early college school, meaning our students do have the opportunity to take up to 60 college credits. They have the opportunity to earn up to 60 college credits through our partnership with York College. On average, each of our scholars earns about 46.7 college credits. 97.7% of the cohort took early college classes, and this is for our 2023 class. And basically 60 college credits is 2 years of college, meaning that you and your family saves about $15,000. So that's what that would cost. So 2 years of CUNY costs about $15,000. And for our class of 2023, we did have an 100% graduation rate. So we are on the smaller side of where schools are. So we have about 90 students per grade. We are a 6 through 12 school, but I will be presenting, more on our high school. So in the 8th grade, our students do start taking high school level courses. So if you're currently in the 8th grade, we look to have students come to us having the living environment, or now it's called biology, and the algebra. So most middle schools do offer biology and algebra to 8th grade students. So as long as you're in those classes, it should be a smooth transition. Otherwise, me as the high school guidance counselor, I do help with that transition. So our students take the first college course the summer after 9th grade. So that's that July session. They are taking part in Speech 101. They'll take their second college class the summer after 10th grade. That's Speech 160. And then pretty much in the 11th grade, they're fully immersed in the college program. So they're earning college credits that also count towards their high school graduation. All right. So this is what our scope and sequence looks like. So if you see here, this is our 6 through 11. And this is pretty much how we get our students to take college classes, the bulk of their 11th and 12th grade. So we have an accelerated program, basically 8th through 10th grade, 10th grade being our heaviest acceleration. We have our students take 18 credits. And then this pretty much gets them ready to start taking like first and second year college classes in the 11th and 12th grade. So we do have pre-major tracks for our 12th grade students. So most of our students are pretty much done with their high school graduation requirements by the end of 11th grade, meaning that there's a lot of flexibility in what courses they want to take for the 12th grade. So we have the business track, the health track, the humanities track, the STEM, and the newest track we have is the aviation management. This track is a certificate track, so you do end with a certificate in aviation management. And the purpose we did this is because there is a revitalization happening of JFK Airport. So, we're anticipating that there are going to be there's going to be a demand for employees for the airport. So we think this was a good move for our school. So we do offer a multitude of different academic and social emotional supports. I could definitely speak to me as the guidance counselor. I do meet with the 9th and the 10th grade team regularly. So I do touch base with the teachers at least once a week. We have different teachers offering tutoring different days. We do have student-led conferences, different social emotional supports. We have our peer mediation programs. Staff is trained in therapeutic crisis intervention, all that good stuff. So we do have some expectations from our students, of course, being an early college school. So we like to see that our students have a minimum of an 85% GPA, 95% attendance. The goal is that you are going to graduate college ready. We do have core values, which are SPARK, which is service, perseverance, advocacy, reflection, collaboration. So this is actually tied into students' grades. You can think of it, like an old-fashioned what used to be a participation grade. This is, we have our core values part of that. So our teachers all look for that, those things. So some sports, being on the smaller side, we don't offer too many, but I think for the smaller size of our school, we do offer a good amount of sports. So we have our cross country, volleyball, basketball, track, table tennis, cricket, and softball. And then, of course, we do have fun. So we have a science fair every year. New coming to our school is going to be an art gallery. We celebrate our students with different award ceremonies, trips to Dave & Buster's. We like to give our students opportunities to shine. So every year we do have a winter showcase and a spring talent show. We also have a 6th grade play where our high school students could help put that play on, be backstage hands and those things. And then
50 seconds. 50 seconds.
Thank you. Different special events we have: career day, college panel, college trips, lots of fun stuff, spirit weeks, trips, clubs. And if you want to know more about us, please take a screenshot of this page. Our parent coordinator, Miss Perry, is who you go to, and our website, but I'll put that in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pitch perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have time to for a quick question, right? I see the chat. There's a quick question. So, do you have the flexibility to move a student already taken geometry in 8th grade to a little bit further?
Oh, okay. So I see the question. Our class is currently taking geometry regents in 8th grade. If we want to go to York Early College Academy past the regents. So unfortunately, because we are a small school, you would have to take the course again. I would not make you take the regents again unless you wanted to. So I don't see our math changing anytime soon. So unfortunately, that's one of the things that you do get with us being on the smaller side.
Okay, thank you. So the next school will be Hillcrest High School, and
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much,
thank
everyone,
you.
for having us. So I am the assistant principal of guidance at Hillcrest High School, and this is actually one of our student drawings of Hillcrest. So if you ever come to our school, this is the first thing you're going to see as you're coming up the famous hill. Tomorrow, we actually do have an open house. If you want to see it in person, we are having an open house between 9 and 10:30, and so you are more than welcome to come and visit us. So who is Hillcrest? Hillcrest is a STEAM school. We have a very high focus on the science, the technology, engineering, arts, and the mathematics. We proudly offer our students a world-class education with a very dynamic faculty and challenging curriculum. We are one of the few schools that are large. We have about 2,400 students, but we are broken up into what's called small learning communities. We have 7 of them. And each of those small learning communities are led by a director, a teacher that works on a calm time position. So they do teach, but they are focused on supporting our students, a guidance counselor, and an assistant principal that is really focused on the academics of the students. So it's having the benefits of a large school with a small learning community feel. I do have here, for those of you who are interested, the best people to contact to get more information would be Ms. Lopez, our parent coordinator, our principal, of course, Mr. Varun Rulpande. He's a very open-hearted person, always welcome for all phone calls and emails. And myself, as the AP of guidance, you can always email us. But I thought the best way to show you Hillcrest would be by sharing a video that we created. And so I'd like to
Anybody should choose Hillcrest High School because there's so many different things to choose from. I love it here, and I feel like in these walls, I found myself.
This is one of the greatest schools in New York City. Welcome to Hillcrest High School. We're located in Jamaica, Queens, NY on Hillside
We
Park.
cannot see the
It's like the corner of
screen.
Queens
We
here.
can only hear the audio.
Ethnic and cultural backgrounds. Also
Yes,
general
I'm sorry, you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I apologize for
Just
that.
sharing the audio.
Share the video first.
Yeah, perfect.
Start from where the audio left off.
IT classes, self-contained classes, bilingual classes, and over 22 advanced placement courses. No matter what type of classes students take, our core values are being honorable, accountable to yourself, positive work ethic, being kind to each other, promoting caring school community.
So here at Hillcrest, we really do put our students first. Each of our small learning communities create an environment that is welcoming and supportive and safe for each of our students. We are here to make sure that each of our children are receiving that support from both staff and peers.
Hillcrest really distinguishes itself from other schools because of our strong sense of community.
Our goal here at Hillcrest High School is to support the child holistically.
We build a really strong community at Hillcrest High School and wrap our arms around the whole student.
The school has so many different opportunities for everyone to explore.
That even though it's a huge school, it feels so welcoming and small. As a big school, we have lots of varieties such as clubs, sports, and events. But as a small school, I really get that hands-on experience with the teachers. It helped guide me throughout my 4 years.
Hillcrest High School is based around small learning communities. Every single one of them, you're able to learn something that goes towards your future career.
There's so many different things you can do: nursing,
law, engineering. So you could come because there's endless possibilities here at Hillcrest High School.
We have 7 very distinct career pathways for your children.
Which means you're based on your interests and your characteristics into specific groups. SLCs include Teachers of Tomorrow, Pre-Med,
Public service and law, health sciences, software engineering,
Academy of Performing Arts,
pre-college and honors academy,
and Global Citizens.
And each pathway is supported by 1 guidance counselor, 1 assistant principal, and 1 dedicated advisor.
Here at Hillcrest High School, we have an amazing certified nursing assistant program. This is a very hands-on program.
In addition to the CTE program, we partnership with our Future Ready NYC partners. That includes Northwell Health.
Being part of the pre-med community provided me with invaluable mentorship.
I was able to suture under the care of doctors and med students, as well as gain opportunities like an internship that allowed me to shadow health professionals.
To really get paid hands-on experiences in the medical field.
Global Citizens is for people who come from the different country and learn new skills.
Tratando de sentirme bien con el país, aprendiendo poco a poco. Ellos me ayudan a prepararme a un futuro para ir al college.
Hillcrest High School offers so much more than academics. We offer so many clubs.
We have over 20 different clubs, sports teams, PSL, junior varsity. All the student has to do is come up with 10 friends and they can have their own club.
We have just so many different stuff and it's just fun.
Si necesitas sentirte cómodo, un lugar que te ayude a adaptarte poco a poco según tus necesidades, es aquí, Hillcrest High School.
Hillcrest High School is the best choice for you if you want to feel like you're a part of the community and feel like you're a part of a family.
Come join our Hillcrest family and become a Hawk for life.
Welcome to Hillcrest High School. Welcome home.
So I hope that really gives a good summary of what makes Hillcrest such an amazing school to join. We really wanted to have the students that are currently at our school, and some of those students are actually graduates, be able to express to everyone how amazing Hillcrest as an experience is for them. It is a 4-year school. We do have 2 screen programs. One of the screen programs is our pre-med program. So it's very heavy on the academics, both science and mathematics. We also have our second screen program, which is the pre-college, and that is more of a humanities approach that has a capstone, AP capstone program embedded within the program. And our other small learning communities, as mentioned in the video, addresses some of the other career fields that our students are interested in. Our CTE program has been one of the most popular, our nursing program particularly, and our virtual enterprise. And we currently are adding our EMT license to be embedded within our nursing program. That's one of the screen programs as well, because they do very heavy for science and for mathematics as well. And the Global Citizens community, of course, is for our incoming students from other nations. And we do a lot of support for that particular group as well. As I mentioned, I'm the assistant principal of guidance. Mr. Varun Rulpande, as you saw in the video, he's our principal. Open Door is our philosophy at Hillcrest High School. So if you are happy to come and visit our school, please come stop by. Either our open house tomorrow between 9 and 10:30, or if you'd like to pop in at any time, where our doors are always open to welcome anybody.
Thank you. Pitch perfect.
Thank you. Could you also put the open house information in the chat? Yeah, I think that a lot of people are very interested. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Yep. Next on our list is Queens Collegiate. I hope I don't pronounce it wrong. Mr. Jim Harrow, principal of Queens Collegiate, will present. Thank you.
There we go. All right. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Jim Harrell. I am the proud principal at Queens Collegiate. We're one of the 4 high schools in the Jamaica High School campus. And I always love coming to these events every year. So thank you to CEC 28 for having us, and VJ in particular for your continued support of all the things we're doing at Queens Collegiate. So in the spirit of keeping things brief, I'm going to give you sort of the basics about QC. We are a small school, but because we're on a large campus, we can offer a lot of the things that a large campus can as well. You'll notice that there are some QR codes in the various slides that I'm going to present this evening. That'll take you to a folder that just has a lot of information about the school. We are a 6 through 12 school, so we also enter students in 6th grade. So if you or somebody you know is looking for a middle school placement, give us a look, please. So these are the basics about us. We live every day from 8:10 to 3 o'clock. We have an early release on Wednesdays at 1:30. We have 4 class sections in grade 9, which is key because it means that we have 1 ELA teacher and 1 science teacher and 1 math teacher and 1 social studies teacher in grade 9, and then again in grades 10, 11, and 12. Our average class size in grade 9 is 26 students. Again, we're a pretty small school. We only take in about 100 students per year. And so that really allows us to get to know our students and make sure that we can cater to their needs. We offer a full range of courses, both for our multilingual learners, students learning English as their second, third, or fourth language, as well as different special education models, including small class. We offer a 15-to-1 class in our high school along with regular ICT. Our graduation rate last year was 91%, and the year before, last year was 88%, and the year before 91%. So when you come to one of our open houses, when you come to any event to learn about a school, there's sort of the takeaway. And if there's one thing I want you to know about Queens Collegiate, it's that we're a family at QC. The thing I promise anybody who comes to our school is that there will be not just 1, not just 2, but many adults who know and care about your child. It's really critical to us in the work that we do, and we're really intentional about making sure that we know who all of our students are. Not just their favorite English teacher, not just their guidance counselor, but all of their teachers, all of our outside of class staff, including our administration, school aides, community titles, and so on and so forth. We work hard and intentionally on a strong student culture that we actively cultivate, that activates student voice to make sure that we have plenty of groups and clubs, student government that's really meaningful and has some teeth, along with mentorship of our younger students. As I said before, we're a small school with a lot of large school opportunities. So I'm really excited to share some of those with you. The most important thing to know about QC is that we're not a screen school. We take all the people, level 1s, level 4s, students with Regents, students who don't know what a Regents is. We want all of the students to come into our school. That's a core value for me as principal. And when we take all of those students, we require all of those students to take college preparatory classes. When we say that we're a college preparatory school, we mean it's for everybody, not just the special ones over here, but for everybody. And so all of our students, regardless of how they come to us, will take chemistry. All of them will take physics. All of them will take algebra 2, 2 years of computer science, 2 years of Spanish, arts classes every semester through high school, and so on. So while we don't have some of the specialty programs that you'll find in some of the larger schools, we don't offer a business program or a medical program.
We can't hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, now.
I haven't been talking on mute this whole time, have I?
No. Just
Please
a
enough.
couple times. Yeah.
I was going to be really
Less than a minute. Less than a minute.
Awesome, no worries. So the access to college level curriculum is not just for the special ones. It's not just for the ones that we deem best for it, but it's for everyone. And so what does that look like? In 9th grade, we allow all of our students to take sort of the same courses, right? We want to know who our students are. We want to give everybody the same foundation. But then starting in 10th grade, students have access to a number of advanced placement and college credited courses through both a College Now program that a lot of schools here are talking about, but also through a partnership with St. John's that we've just started this year, so that we're able to offer high interest courses that are also courses that students can earn college credits for. And so there you can see sort of across the various classes that students have access to. Most of these classes are offered right in our school. A few of them are offered across the campus because, again, we're on a campus with 3 other schools. Not most importantly, but just as importantly, is culture, especially in sort of year 4, post-remote year, post-pandemic, or our first pandemic year. It's been really important for us to build culture in school, right? To relearn what it is to be in school. And so restorative education has been a cornerstone of our work in all phases, in our classrooms, outside of our classrooms, and the work that our students do together and with adults. Mentoring and peer groups have become more and more part of our culture. Again, we have a middle school, so there's some really natural opportunities for that. We do have small teacher teams that work really closely together to make sure that students are getting what they need. Pardon me, we focus on lots and lots of trips, getting outside of the classroom, getting outside of the four walls to make sure that students are building connections with one another and building connections between the things that they're learning in school and all of the things happening in this great city of ours. I said earlier that we have, a lot of big campus opportunities because there's 2,200 students on campus. We're able to offer 30 or more PSAL sports, depending on the year. And lots of opportunities for students to create clubs and contribute to the school community through our SGA. And so this is the list of our open houses for the remainder of the year. We still have 2 more in-person open houses that are happening. One is happening this Saturday, November 16th at 10 a.m. Come out to the Jamaica High School campus. I'll walk you around personally and answer all of your questions and give you lots more information. We also have one right before Thanksgiving on November 26th in the evening at 6:30 p.m. Additionally, we have a few more of the virtual open houses as well that you can see here. You can find this at our website, queenscollegiate.org. You can find lots more information about the school if you go to the QR code that is up there at the top of your screen and has been on the screens up to this point as well. I've tried to keep this quick because I know you're hearing from a lot of people and so on and so forth. But again, I really hope you'll take a look at Queens Collegiate. We're a small school, but we've got a lot of things going on. We really pack a punch. So I hope you'll give us a look. All right. And with that said, I'm going to unshare. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So next will be Francis Lewis High School, and Nidhi Japshat will present. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm going to try to share my screen. Okay. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm from Francis Lewis High School. The principal at Francis Lewis is Dr. David Marmer. Just so you know, he's been principal for over 13 years. That is a rare and phenomenal thing when a principal has been principal for that long. So that says a lot about the history of the school. It is an AP capstone school. We do AP capstone endorsed diplomas. It is the largest community high school in all of Queens. We have over 4,500 students. We have a 92% graduation rate, and we have over 16 academic programs here at the school: computer science, engineering, science research, university scholars, law, forensics, just to name a few, virtual enterprise. And one that I will highlight is our new culinary arts program. We recently built an annex, an addition to the high school, and we have built a state-of-the-art kitchen, culinary kitchen. We have one of the only rooftop greenhouse, hydroponic greenhouses in Queens. We also have a state-of-the-art science research laboratory where our science research students conduct their own experiments and compete. We also have one of the largest JROTC programs with over 700 cadets. A wide array of clubs and sports for students. So there is something that most students can connect to. We have a very active school community. You can come to Francis Lewis at 6 in the morning and you will see it packed with students well into 10 o'clock at night because there's so many activities always going on. This school is perfect for students and families who want to be engaged in the school community, who want to be there beyond the academic day. Recently, we also started a bilingual Spanish program. So we've had bilingual Chinese, and we do the seal of biliteracy, but we also now started a bilingual Spanish program to serve the community that we have at the school. That's one of the great things about Francis Lewis. We do serve the needs of the students, and as the needs change, so do we. We have partnership with many colleges: Queens College, Queensborough Community, SUNY Farmingdale, that students can earn college credits. Just so you know, it is largely a zoned school, but there are some academic programs that you can get into the school through. So I'm just going to show you guys that. So the way to apply to Francis Lewis if you are not zoned, which by the way, about 75% of the students who come in as a freshman are zoned. These are the 4 programs you would have to put on the application in order to get into the school: science research, university scholars, engineering, robotics, and Jacob Javits Law. The great thing is that if you apply to one of these programs and you get into the school, you're not tied to that program for 4 years. Many schools will insist that if you got in through the school through a program, you must stay with the program. After students have gained admission, we do an orientation in the spring, and we do give every student the opportunity to change a program or even not be in a program if they don't want to once they're in the school. All the other programs I mentioned, other than these, start in 10th grade. So regardless, let's say they do take the program and they like it for the first year, they will have the opportunity in 10th grade to visit a fair at the school, see all 16 programs, and then if there's another program they would rather be in, they have the opportunity to switch at that point. So students have a lot of freedom in terms of their academic choices. And then this is just some of the other programs. But one of the things I kind of want to highlight for you guys is the demographics. It is a diverse school community. Many languages are spoken. And it is a true melting pot of cultures, religion, cultures, and ethnicities, which we are really proud of. And if anything will convince you that this is a great school, I myself graduated from Francis Lewis High School many, many, many years ago, but it is still one of the best high schools in Queens, in my opinion. And lastly, I just want to say we already had our open house, unfortunately, but you are welcome to visit the website. I'll put that in the chat, call the school, reach out if you have any questions. And of course, if you would love to visit, we would love to have you as well. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. We have many advanced placement courses, as you can see. And then this is just some of the colleges that our students have gone to. Just so you know, we do have a full college office dedicated to helping students get into college. And we have 3 full-time college counselors on staff that their job only is to help students get into college. The college process doesn't start in 10th grade, 11th grade, or 12th grade. It starts from the time you walk into high school, and that preparation is a community effort. Teachers, advisors, parents, and even other students are all a part of that process. And that's something that we work on as a school from the time students enter in 9th grade. Okay, so thank you very much. That's all I really had to say, but I will share some information in the chat, and I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Thank you very much. There's a quick question. Someone asked if there's a dance program at Francis Lewis.
At this time, there is a dance club. It's an after-school activity. There is not a dance program at this time.
All right, thank you. So one thing I want to ask anyone here represents a school but wouldn't make as co-host, please message us and we will make you a co-host. If you join late, didn't join the pre meeting setup, just contact us. We'll make you a co-host and make the arrangement. Thank you. And the next presenter will be again Mr. Michael Castle from BTech. It was frozen, but let's restart. Everything's good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Sorry about earlier. The computer froze out. I am going to go over just a little bit of the beginning and then go through the rest of the part that I might have missed. I do want to be respectful of everybody's time, and thank you for CEC D28 for having BTech and the rest of the schools here to present what we're all about. Just to go over BTech, we're a really small school. We're anywhere from 550 to 600 students a year. And what's great about BTech is your student will be noticed, they'll be cared for, and that they will be engaging in a really challenging curriculum over the 4 years of their high school experience. Going back to our graduation rate year after year, we're at minimum a 97, 98, 99% graduation rate. Last year was a 97% graduation rate. We are one of 11 ECI early college high schools. What's special about us, a lot of schools in the DOE allow students or have opportunities rather for students to get college credits. In ECI schools and especially BTech, students are able to get an entire degree. Our partner college is QCC, and that's in Internet and Information Technology or Business Administration. We do have flexible scheduling. We do have these 3 pathways right here, which I'm about to talk to you a bit more. Strong school culture, and we have a diverse student background and staff background where all of our backgrounds are celebrated and appreciated. This is about the area where I thought we went off earlier, so I want to talk to you a little bit more about the pathways. So beginning sophomore year, a student chooses the pathway, and that's kind of the route they're going to take in order to graduate high school and the focus areas. And what we've tried to do over the course of our 11 years is to really tailor an experience where a student can choose the classes or the routes where they want to engage in. We have the QCC pathway, and there we have associate's degrees, which are fully free, paid for by the DOE and CUNY in business administration and internet information technologies. Students can start sophomore, junior, or senior years. And if they want the traditional high school experience, but still want the opportunities of the program, they can start upon graduation. They also have a business administration degree. And like I said, if you were able to get it before I cut out, any student graduating BTech and getting a 2.5 in the associate's degree at QCC is auto accepted into Zicklin School of Business, Baruch College, as one of the harder schools, business schools to get into in New York City, New York State, and in the country for business. And the associate's degree courses from QCC are fully transferable. So student is really only responsible for years 3 and 4. We do have our CTE program, and what we focus in on is Amazon Web Services. And our students are certified if they pass the test to enter the workforce upon graduation. And starting salary for AWS is anywhere from $75,000 on. And just to give you a glimpse of what AWS is, back in the day, all information of companies, schools used to live on servers in the school. Now they're in the cloud. And what an AWS certified worker can do is navigate that for businesses. And last but not least is the AP pathway. And that's really the BTech pathway where students experience the most traditional pathway where they do high school classes in the school and that they're challenged by taking the AP classes. So when a student goes to college, the rigors aren't something new to them. Okay. To support all of our students in the QCC pathway, we do have college counselors there. It's a transition, a high school student in college, fully enrolled. We do have that counselor that's there to walk them through and support them along the way. Okay. We do have a preparation process for students. We meet with students, we go through their post-secondary interests, and then we support them in the process in which they want to take. We have career and college prep courses. We have college application week. We have financial aid awareness month, college trips, SAT workshops, work-based learning, job shadowing, and internship opportunities. So we are really focused on post-secondary success. These are some of our events, college and career fairs, a lot of high school, a lot of college trips, college and career spirit week. We visit a ton of colleges, CUNYs, SUNYs, private, out-of-state colleges as well. Okay, we do have work-based learning, so students have the opportunity to feel what it is to work in business, to get the experience in those non-high school settings, so that when they do graduate and enter college in the workforce, that they are successful in them as well. Huge, super supportive student culture. We have a lot of after-school clubs. All of them you can see here. Art, Best Buddies, dance, digital art, drumline, Gay Straight Alliance, knitting, sports, music, NHS, travel, video games, step club, white club yearbook, and students and parents. If a student wants a club and is able to get 5 buddies to join up, they can start a club here at BTech as well. We have a lot of community events. What we are a very small school, but we would try to give a really comprehensive experience. And what we do is we have camaraderie. We build camaraderie from the beginning of the year. We have the whole school packs out the gym 4 or 5 times a year. And what that's for is we have a gray team color wars, where it's gray team competition and athletic competitions, and that starts the year off. We then have our Thanksgiving fest, where the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, every student brings in something. Staff, families bring in food, and we have a Thanksgiving brunch. We set up 50 tables in our hallways, and everybody is eating Thanksgiving, high school Thanksgiving brunch together as well. What we do in May, we do have a staff versus student basketball game. We have a BTEC bash. We have honor roll awards. So we are celebrating and making BTEC the place where students want to go. These are some of our trips as well.
You have about 40 seconds.
Okay. We are NCAA approved. So students, if you're doing well in sports, you can get a scholarship. If you are interested in BTEC, put us at the top of the applications. We're Q58A. Make us for 9th grade, because 10th grade, only small amount of opportunities. And last but not least, open house this Saturday, 9 to 12. Thank you so much. And thank you for supporting me as my computer went out the first time. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you. Could you also put the information on the chat? Yeah, so some people can copy paste. And just very, very quickly, our own Natifa Lewis, I think her son went to BTEC.
Yes, he did.
Had a great education. So, it's really dear to us. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for your, unfortunately, she's a teacher. Oh, she's here.
Hello. Hi, Natifa.
Okay, so next we will have Thomas Edison. The presenter will be Navijra Hariprasad. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself. Just sharing screen. All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. All right. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Navijra Hariprasad. I'm the assistant principal of career and technical education here at Thomas Edison High School, located in Jamaica, Queens, New York. I'm currently filling in for Principal Moses Ojeda, who's currently attending an event at Infosys in Manhattan with some of our students that are presenting this evening. So just a few facts about our school. We are a traditional career and technical education high school, and we currently have an enrollment of 2,200. I won't spend a lot of time on our journey, on my journey and Principal Ojeda. I think it's very important just to share that, both myself and Principal Ojeda, as being in the administration of the building, we share a very similar journey, as we were both once students here at Edison, both teachers, CTE teachers here at Edison, and assistant principal of career and technical education. And Mr. Ojeda has been serving as the principal for the last 13 years at Edison. At obviously different points in time, as Mr. Ojeda was my CTE teacher once I was a student here. We started as students seeking something a little bit more different than traditional academic high schools that were available to us during our time here. We were both guided here to Edison because they offered something very unique, which is our career and technical education programs. That was something that really grasped our attention, and furthermore made us true believers of our vision, which is by preparing students, preparing leaders for tomorrow by offering true college and career-ready pathways. And that's by providing them with rigorous academic and career curriculum. So when applying to Edison, the students apply to one of our 13 programs. We have the largest portfolio of career and technical education programs here in New York City. So during that 8th grade application process, students will apply to one of our programs. And if they are accepted, they pursue this pathway, this program every day for 2 periods from the time from 10th through 12th grade. So through their CT program, students have the opportunity to participate in multiple work-based learning experiences, whether that's an internship, community service, mentorship, and anything that relates to real-world experiences that complement what they're doing in their program. Students will also have the opportunity to take multiple industry credentials recognized by our industry partners. So if I'm a student in, for example, visual arts, I have the opportunity of taking 3 Adobe certifications in Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. In IT, we have multiple opportunities of taking certifications from CompTIA to Cisco. So whatever's recognized in that industry area. And students will be able to leave their program, if successfully, with multiple college articulated credits. So every one of our programs listed here, we have at least 3 post-secondary partners that offer us articulation agreements just for successfully completing the coursework here at Edison. For more information, of course, I'll share this in the slide, and this is our website. But on our website, for anything that I'm not able to speak to here, it's listed on our website here where you can see the tabs for About Us, the academic CT, and much more resources. In regards to college and career readiness, we offer more than 15 advanced placement courses, ranging on courses that our students voice that they're interested in. And here we offer more than 8 college town courses with our community partners, Queensborough, which is Queensborough Community College. For families interested in sports, here is a listing of some of the sports that we have here at Edison. And at LES, we're very big on school organizations and partnerships. So here's a list of a few of our organizations and institutions that we currently have a partnership with that provides additional services to students and their families. We strongly believe that, alongside the technical skills and experience, it's like imperative to provide opportunities to students with in which they can learn and practice leadership skills. So through these organizations here, they learn to collaborate with different institutions, to partner in leadership and community service, and participate in some of the most rigorous technical competition that leads to post-secondary placement, whether that's in the workforce, apprenticeship, or training program, college. Again, this is our website here. And that will be all. I'll just add really quickly before I disconnect that we are having our last open house this Saturday. We have 2 sessions from 9 to 11 a.m. And then we have an afternoon sessions between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. So as soon as I stop sharing here, I'll share that flyer in the chat, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much. That was a very good presentation. I believe you did the last year too. Yeah, I mean, if you can, you just put all the information on the chat, the open house information, everything. Now we have Townsend Harris and presented by Alena Rice, assistant principal. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alana Rice. I'm the assistant principal of ISS at Townsend Harris High School. And I'm very excited to be able to have the opportunity to present to District 28. As a teacher, I taught in District 28, so I'm very excited to be able to be here for this evening. So Townsend Harris is a school in Flushing, Queens, which is on the Queens College campus. We have approximately 1,400 students and a very diverse student body with bus transportation to our building. Okay. Our classes are all honor level, and currently this year we're offering 23 AP courses. Those courses are also available as ICT classes. I have to give that plug as the AP of ISS. Part of our special, unique application and coursework that we have is our students who graduate with a Townsend diploma will take 3 years of a modern language, but we also have 2 years of an ancient language that would either be Latin or ancient Greece as part of our graduation requirements. In their senior year of high school, we partner with Queens College to take their 12th grade ELA class as a humanities class, partnering with a Queens College professor. And students also take 2 electives during that time period without a Townsend Harris teacher. As an academically rigorous school, we work very hard, but we also play very hard. We have over almost 90 clubs this school year, and we also have about 30 PSAL sports clubs. If you scan this QR code, it's going to take you to our wonderful information sheet that we pass out, which has all of the great information that you'd like to have about Townsend Harris. Our application is based on a video, an essay, and 60% of it is based on your 7th grade average and coursework. Okay, if I scroll us down so we can see the AP courses that we offer within English, mathematics, computer science. So we have a very wide range of college level classes that are accessible to all of our students at Townsend Harris. Okay. For our Townsend Harris certificate, as I mentioned, our students take a world language as well as an ancient language. Students at Townsend Harris are on track to be accepted for the Advanced Regents Diploma. And we pride ourselves in being college and career ready with a 99% graduation rate for both students in gen ed and in special education at Townsend Harris. I know we're getting further into the night, so just a share of some of our academic teams and the contact information for our parent coordinator who can give you more information about upcoming events. We did just have an open house, but on the 19th, we will be having an open house for our ISS department, serving students with IEPs. So I will put that information in the chat. And we are here for any questions that you may have and look forward to being able to see applications to Townsend Harris High School.
Thank you. So any one have a question now, you can raise your hand. We have we can leave a little bit of time for a question, you know, from directly from the parents. There's one question I read from the chat. Does attending the Thomas Edison open house factor into admission decision?
Yes, hi, sorry. No, so attending our open house does not factor into the admission decision. Both sessions that we do have on Saturday, you'll be able to meet with the principal and explore our CT programs more in depth.
Okay, is there any other question? You know, you can raise your hand. This question actually asked before, but this is the time is direct at Townsend Harris. So basically, the kid taking geometry region in 8th grade, and you know, do you move on in 9th grade?
You do move on. We will not have you retake geometry when you come to Townsend Harris. We do have math electives and things like that that can help supplement you when you get to your senior year.
So, Nicholas Jones, if you have a question, you can ask now.
Hi, thank you. Just a question on the overall admissions process. I have a son that's in 8th grade. I know there's up to 12 choices and we just submitted it. How does the process work when reviewing? Because it didn't seem like it was as clear for an end user like me, but like, how does the selection process work? Like, okay, you don't get into your first choice, you get into your second. What is the tier? What is the deciding factor?
So Townsend Harris is a little unique because we are a selection school. We do not have to be your first choice for you to be accepted into Townsend Harris. So the essay as well as the video and your coursework are what we look at, and not which selection you place us in as you rank your applications.
So I think, this is because I've been through this process, so maybe I can chime in. I'm not expert, but I think the principle is always by your true order, true choice. So the schools don't know what. Correct me if I'm wrong. School don't know where you rank them. They assess your application, and the central will decide which one you go to. So if you want to go to a school that more than another school, by all means leave that school ahead of the in the first order. Yeah.
Did they
Okay.
answer your question, Nicholas? Was the question answered?
Kind of, because we did rank it, like we know what our choices are. We did the research and put it down. So we were trying, I live in Jamaica, Queens, so we were trying to get schools that were close by. But then there's some, the good schools, maybe some maybe in the city, some maybe in Brooklyn. So we were trying to be realistic. When will the decisions be made?
So any guidance counselors who are here from any high school, please feel free to jump in and answer the question. I mean, you all do this all the time. Or anyone from the presenters,
Right, yeah.
feel free to jump in and answer. Don't wait for us to call you. You can all answer differently for your school also, or whatever knowledge you want to share. Lastly, I'm gonna put my number on my email address for you, Nicholas, in the chat here. And then you can also email myself, and I'll forward this to the high school superintendent and team to respond to you directly. But if there's anyone who wants to answer his question, that would be great.
And I guess one last question. I'm sorry I'm eating up a lot of the time, but I've heard terminologies like screened and zone. If that could be explained just a little bit further, because I don't know what that means.
Well, I'll call somebody. Principal Harold, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Yes.
You want to answer that question?
Yeah, I'm actually just looking at the website. I'm not sure that the date for matches has been released. So I have two children. My older son has started high school this year. So I was in your shoes just a year ago. So everything I'm going to tell you is sort of modulo any changes that have been made in the last year. But I think we found out in like April, maybe early May. It's in the spring, and there's still plenty of time to like sort of see wait lists and some of those other things that come on the other side of the match. But if I remember correctly, it was like right around spring break, when we got the match. So that's my memory. It doesn't appear that there's anything on the website about when you're going to find out this year, but it'll be in the spring, is the best I can tell you. You had some other questions about like the different kinds of programs. It's all very complicated. I mean, the process of applying to high schools in New York City was much more complicated than when I applied to college years ago. Like PhD programs. And so there's so many different kinds of programs that have different pieces. There's the specialized high schools. There's a handful of those in the city where your student has to take the SHSAT. But then there are also a lot of schools, that have their own criteria that are screened, that are selective, where you'll submit essays or you'll submit videos or both. My son did that in order to get into the school he's in. And then there's audition schools if your student is looking at art schools. And so there's just lots and lots of different kinds of programs. The best advice that I was given when I was applying as a parent was just to rank them the way you want them, which we did. And, we didn't get our first choice. We got our fourth or fifth choice. And then we got pulled off the wait list for our second choice. So it sort of worked out for us. But it's a very complicated process. I see here that one of the guidance counselors put in office hours. That would be a really great place to go and get like technical answers to your questions, much better than me trying to remember, all of these pieces. So definitely, go talk to them. They can probably also tell you a little bit more about how the matching works, which, as I understand it, is some really complicated thing that I don't fully understand. So there are folks out there like explaining this stuff from Central who live and breathe this stuff, and will know a lot more than we do, even on the school side of things, where, you know, come May, as a principal, I have a list of kids that are matched with our school, and we're off and running. So sorry, that's not probably the answer you wanted, but that's probably the best I can do.
Thank you.
So thank you. Also, yeah, I think Principal Harold mentioned that Dr. Penedrana from Forest Hill High School have put in quite a lot of, you know, very helpful information. Thank you very much. Vijay has a question.
No, I was going to ask Dr. Pandrina to please elaborate a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to get a different perspective, because they are like not a 6 to 12, but an actual, you know, like the high school. And if she can share anything she want to share from her perspective to his questions, because I'm sure many parents have the same questions. One, when is application going to be revealed, and how do they get into screen schools versus on-screen schools, and what's the process look like? If you have any insights, Dr. Pandrinat, or anyone, or Hillcrest High School, anyone who wants to share.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the high school process with the screen. I know it's like a lottery, so it's hard for us to tell who we're going to get. We know who we're getting the same time the parents know who they're getting. But I will say, if anybody have any questions, jump onto the office hours. I know a lot of the guidance counselors are also getting information from the middle schools. So that's also a good place to go. And also the enrollment office is another good place to ask questions. But also VGM at Forest Hills High School, we're 9 to 12.
Yeah, for Hill.
I'll add really
Snack.
quickly to what you just said there. I see Amaryllis Ruiz, go ahead, go for it.
Yeah, so I mean, just for parents who want to know a little bit about Screen, usually Screen has criteria that the schools are looking for. So guys, I mentioned our 2 Screen programs are pre-med. We really are looking heavily on your science and math scores. There are some information we'd like to see, but we're not able. We used to be able to calculate attendance, for example. That was one of the factors we used to be able to do. We can't do that anymore. But definitely the scores, your transcripts are going to be heavily looked at. Then we have APVA, which is our theater program that has audition. So the child would submit some form of a portfolio, because it in our theater program is embedded music and arts. So in our case, we would require a art portfolio if you want to go the art track. We would require a monologue if you want to go through the theater track, or we would require some form of musical performance if you want to do the music track. So those are some ways that a school might have a screen program. And as a District 28 school, we're also a zone school. So a good chunk of our kids actually are kids from the neighborhood. And so there is no special requirement to come into Hillcrest for the zone seats that we have. It's simply the fact that you live in our neighborhood.
Yeah, and I also want to add one more thing too. I know for Forest Hills, I'm not sure if it's every other school. Even though it says zoned, it doesn't only mean that the kids that lived within that zone is getting priority. Well, they do get priority, but what happens is, based on the waiting list, once we take everyone off of that zone, or everybody gets accepted, then we start taking folks off of the waiting list. So you can live in Far Rockaway, and even though you're not zoned, you can still get in through that zone program.
Okay. There's a question on the chat asking Councilor Harris if it's a lottery based. I'm not sure what the, yeah.
Hello. We're not lottery based. We are screened. So students submit a video and essay, which is viewed and rated by the school. And then your 7th grade grades are 60% of that. And that is how we look for our students who are being enrolled.
Thank you.
Back really quickly on that same screen question before Nicholas goes. Does your decision come before the school, the DOE decision, in terms of parents knowing that their children was accepted to your school? Like how would they know first, second, like what happens in the process? Please. Miss Alana Rice, yeah.
Honestly, I don't know when parents receive their information about where they're enrolled versus their zone school.
So yeah, so after they submit the application to your school, for example, and they were told, yes, we need you to have a video and an essay written at this point in time. Then your school confirms with them, yes, we received it, we're reviewing it, and then the Dutch student knows at the same time when all the other rest of the students know that they were accepted, or is there an earlier decision happening? I see Dr. Pandunat saying yes, Townsend Harris saying yes. What is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna add really quickly. There's when everybody knows in the city, that's when everybody knows. So a screened program doesn't know before a regular program, a regular zoned program. Everybody knows at the same time.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for the translator, do you have any question on the line? Mandarin? I can hear you. Is that
Excuse me, I'm asking my the line.
Okay,
Spanish on
thank
the
you.
line. So,
Thank you.
so one question.
Sure. Spanish
No
interpreter?
questions on the Spanish line.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. So if no further question, we'll go.
There's a hand up.
Oh, okay. I think that's Nicholas. Are you finish your question or?
So thank you. It just seems from what I've been hearing, everything is quantitative. But what if there were like situations or circumstances? Is that factor in to the admissions decision, or is it just based off of the metrics, the academic metrics?
So based on what we heard from the last time we had the high school present at our meeting, the Welcome Center helps out with those things as well. Once you email me, I put my email on the chat here. I can definitely direct you to the high school's South Superintendent's office, and they can probably schedule a meeting with you directly, and you can probably ask those questions specifically, and even explain the situation. At the end of the day, if your child got into a school that you're not happy with or you want to change, there is room to really meet with the school. There's room to meet with the superintendent's office, and they can make things happen. No one's going to force someone to go where they can't go unless there's no space at that school, and that's a real thing. If they're at capacity, they're at capacity, period. But definitely there is always, most of the time, wiggle room and spaces and a process to assist you. Is that fair, Nicholas?
So
very fair. Thank
yeah,
you.
So quickly, I mean, there's many factors to consider. So some school will set aside IEP seats. Many school have the what's the name? For the low income family taking, I think for Townsend Harris, 50% of the seats go to low income family first. Then the other 50% seats will go to all students ranked together. So there's a lot of those things that you know, maybe consider, like First Hill has the Chinese program I used to look into, because they require the kids actually speaking the language at home. So those are conditions on your child's profile that would make you qualify for that program or not. So there's kind of a complicated, you know, things get involved here. Yeah, so that's, I think one of the places you should look at is the My School website. They have fairly good description on the admission, you know, policies on each program, basically. So if you search Forest Hill High School, they're going to tell you there's multiple program and how they select students on each program. And also I'm just, you know, put it out there, you know, there's a Facebook group called New York City Apply to High School. There's a lot of parents there, and you change information, you know, that's a channel too. So I actually learned a lot in that, you know, chat group. So it's on Facebook. You know, if you want to, you know, you can go on that too. but I understand it's very complicated. My kid went through it once already, which and then another will be soon. So yeah, I understand the level of concerns and the difficulty for families to understand all the little details of the process. Okay, so if we do,
Real quick, sorry. The
Sure.
other thing to remember is that there's wait lists, right? So if your student gets into let's say there's six choice on the list, they'll automatically be added to wait lists for the schools above those. Now that may or may not apply to screen schools depending on criteria and so on and so forth. But they'll tell you what your number is on that wait list. And so you can sort of monitor it, and the wait lists don't close until September. So some schools will still be accepting students right up until those wait lists close. And schools are incentivized to do this for various ways and various reasons. So you know, if you're not super pleased, or if you didn't like your first choice or the first match that you had, there may be others that come along. And you can add yourself onto other wait lists as well. So you're not just committed to those. So don't forget that. The other thing I will say, and the most important advice that everybody should know, is that you should not, under any circumstances, put a school on your list that you don't want your child to attend. You should never do that. You should never be like, oh, you get to pick two, right? And then they end up in a place that you hate. You do your research, be sure you know what you're applying to, apply to multiple schools, but make sure that every school that you apply to is a school that you're going to be happy with. Really, really important. I can't tell you the number of times I've encountered families over the years who were like, yeah, I let my kid pick a school. We put it 10th. And of course, that was the school that they got matched to. And then they were frantic and worried and trying to figure out how to move their student. You don't want to be in that position where you have to move your student, you know, at the beginning of the school year.
And I just want to add one last thing too. You're guaranteed a spot in your zone school. So for the next 4 years, even if your child is in 10th grade, 11th grade, and you decide that it's too far, you can always go to your zone school. Regardless if they have seats or not, you're guaranteed a spot there.
Okay, so is there any other question? We have very, you know, constructive conversation today. Is very good. I think, you know, we all learned a lot. And thank you very much, everybody attending, you know, the schools, you know, every school and every parent. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Everybody,
Thank you.
good night.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Thank you for having us.
Great
Good
job,
night.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Still on low for a second.
Oh, you want to stay on?
Yes,
Okay, so
1 second, yes.
should we